Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Welcome to a live Wednesday episode of the Fantasy NBA Today, brought to you by FanDuel. Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander, Hall of Famer, a.k.a. Dr. A. Doc, what's up, man? Say hi to the people before we dive into our beautiful show, man.
We got a lot to cover. We'll keep it brief. We are in the heart of draft season. I've got two big ones tonight. I'm in the middle of three slow ones right now, 30 deep, some sports ethos leagues. My rock and rolls tonight, so it's all coming together. Like today is D-Day for but it's not. D-Day was sort of negative, I think. This is positive, but it's all come together. Everything we've done is, for me anyway, is for today.
Yeah, there's decision day, there's draft day, there's a lot of D-Days. And by the way, we're going to add another slow draft to the process here. Coming up, I don't know, an hour or so or now, when we get into the head-to-head Roto League. That's right, rotisserie, right? We are head-to-head fiends. It's all we do. But we are going down Roto Boulevard this year. It's an experiment, okay? I already had a thought this morning, Doc. I'm not going to hold myself to the standards that I typically hold myself to. I'm going to give myself some grace here. And I'm sure I'm going to stub toes and learn lessons from this year and come back better next year. But Doc, I don't know if I've ever done a Roto league. You know me, I used to be a Roto snob. I'm not playing a Roto league, right? Because I don't prefer the format, but I'm older, smarter, wiser. And so I'm more open to other stuff now. I still much prefer head-to-head to it, but I'm diving in, dude, and I'm psyched. It's experimental. How are you going in? I mean, I'm confidently experimental. Let me say that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I just like doing drafts. I don't care if it's Roto head-to-head, whatever. I just like drafting and getting my guys and the whole thing. I haven't played Roto in a long time. Brewski is a Roto guy, so I think it's good to have. We have a lot of diversity at Sports Ethos as far as our areas of expertise and what we do well, what our specialties are. We've got dynasty guys, and so we kind of got a little bit of everything. But I think it'll be good for you and I to compete against other people in a Roto league and see what it's all about. Because, if you and I decide to jump on this Brewski high stakes bandwagon, it sounds like most of those leagues are Roto. So they make sure the best team wins and not the one that got hot in the playoffs. So it should be good for us.
I feel like that get hot in the playoffs thing is more of a football thing than a basketball thing. Like,
no.
What do you mean? Like, So
I feel like the best regular season team wins about 50% of the time in basketball.
In basketball,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. But my point is, like, we all get silly season heroes, right? The 1 seed, the 2 seed, the 3 seed, the 4 seed, the 5 seed, the 6 seed. We all get silly season heroes. It's just who gets the most of those silly season heroes and hits them at the right time. But I don't think, like in football, you can save fob all year. You can pick up a backup running back in like week 14, and he's a rock star for the 3 playoff weeks. And that literally tips it to you. You can't do that in basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I think the body of work in the regular season matters more in basketball than it does in football. Would you agree with that?
Sure. I will. But what I think the solution is to have a head-to-head league that doesn't have playoffs. It's just whoever has the best record at the end of the year is the best team. And then that takes the luck of some of the playoff stuff out of it, because you know how it is, man. You get to March and April and everybody's hurt. Nobody's playing. You have all these no-name guys coming out of nowhere. The Anthony Randolph superstar spring spectacular. So I don't know, but it's all, I mean, fantasy sports are fun. They're supposed to be fun. We do it for fun. We also do it as a job, but it's like the whole goal is to have fun. That's why I get my guys and I try to have fun with it. So you can put me in a head-to-head, no playoff, head-to-head playoff, Roto. I don't care. Points, I'll play it.
All right. Speaking of points, our points guy is Keston Paul. And you were mentioning we all have our specialties and stuff like that. Mike Passador in the deep leagues, Mark Camaro in Dynasty. Andre says Doc and Rick head-to-head gods. Thank you. Brew, Roto high stakes champions. And Andre is he's 007. That's his handle. And that's, by the way, the coolest handle of all. So Sports Ethos is pretty legit, as we've just described here. So please go subscribe to our draft guide. It's not more important than right now. You need it. We got it. So go ahead, Doc.
Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's very rare that the guy running the show or pulling the strings knows as much or more as the talent. But Andre is 007. He knows as much about fantasy as any other person I've ever met. And he's the one this is all his vision and his, he puts the shows together and he comes up with cool topics for Rick and I to talk about. And Rick and I, it makes it very easy for us to just get in here and go with what I think is really cool content. And if we just had some producer guy who didn't really know a ton about fantasy basketball, this whole thing would be totally different. So it really, from the top to bottom in our company, it's all fantasy studs.
No doubt about it, man. Going over to baseball, going over to football as well, by the way, the best in the biz. Let's dive in. We got a bunch of news here, guys. Some stuff to ooh and ah about. We've got some fresh injury news, unfortunately. We've got some rotational stuff to break down. We've got a steals breakdown for you later on in the show. Stick around. Like I say, take our hand, and we won't lead you astray, man. Doc, last night, Luka Doncic made his preseason debut. I've been saying this, and I'm going to say it again. Luka Doncic is going to lead the league in scoring this year. Rack it up, scoring title. He'll be at 33, 34, maybe 35. He's going to be, I believe, about 1 point, maybe more above the next guy. I think it's like that. Doc, last night he went 25, 7, and 4 in 22 minutes, dude. 25, 7, and 4 in 22 minutes. And he also had 4 threes. And I bring that up, Doc, because that is why he's a better pick than Nikola Jokic. Again, guys, Jokic last year topped out at 2 threes. Okay, career high. He might not do that again. Luka, when he's rolling at 33, 34 a game, can't help but hit 4 threes. Okay, so Luka's going to double up Jokic in threes. Why would you take Jokic over Luka? It just, to me, it doesn't make mathematical sense. You go, the percentages, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't care about that. Give me the goodies that really matter in head-to-head, which are 3 steals and blocks. So anyway, Doc, what'd you think about Luka's splashy preseason debut?
I loved it, man. I'm so fired up about Luka. I can't even. Where did I've got him in one league finally. But it took, it was a ESPN mock that I did, but I finally got a decent pick. I think I picked 3rd or 4th, and I got Luka. No, it was a points league. And I've got 2nd pick, and I passed Wemby to take Luka because Wemby's blocks and threes and all that don't matter as much in a points league. I wanted the guy that's going to score 32, 33 a game and get the triple-double to go along with it. So I took Luka over Wemby in a points league. Maybe controversial. I don't think so, but it was fine. That's the first time I've actually gotten Luka. I feel like I picked 10th or 11th in every draft I'm doing this year.
Me too, Doc. Andre and I were talking and laughing about that recently. 30th out of 30 and 30 deep. I've had so many 11s and 12s. But in my big money league, which isn't a high stakes league, but it's a step out for me. I got the deuce and I got Wemby, so I was stoked about that. The Roto league that we start drafting, I got the 5th pick. I've gotten a couple of 5s, which, and by the way, I was in a draft with the 5 hole. I actually scored SGA because the guy at 4 took Giannis. I was like, that's a win.
Well,
I don't know.
and you and I picking late in a lot of these leagues means you and I have a ton of Giddy, a ton of Amen, and I have no problem with that.
Exactly right. It's working out. I'm getting a ton of Brunson. I'm finding he's slipping a little bit. There's like a 5 to 6 to 7 pick sag on Brunson, and I'm like, all right. I mean, I'll take him. Like maybe at a point where I'd kind of rather be looking at a forward. But I just got to go get those Brunson goodies, and I know he's a dog and he's going to play. And all this talk about sharing the wealth, it might happen. We have a new coach. It might happen. And sometimes things remain the same because he's just got that rock in his hands. We'll see. Doc, is this the same old Jimmy Butler? Uh-oh. Warriors reporter Brett Siegel. Warriors are confident Jimmy Butler will be available for Tuesday's season opener against the Lakers. Here we go. Jimmy Butler rolled his ankle in practice on Friday. Team is calling it a tweak. Okay. That doesn't really mean a lot. They could be masking something. Did not play against the Blazers on Tuesday. Neither did Draymond. They had kind of a weird lineup. Curry was in there. Anyway, who cares? He went off, by the way. And so Butler's probably done for the preseason, Doc. Are you changing rankings? Are you changing your opinion on Jimmy, knowing that going into the season, about a week and a half in, he rolled an ankle?
Well, it's hard for me to do that because I already had him on my dead to me list. Like, I'm not drafting Jimmy Butler. I think we covered that last week. The numbers are better in Golden State. I think I had him on my dead to me list. I feel like I did. I haven't drafted him anywhere. I haven't even looked at him. And I know his numbers were better in Golden State last year, and he was a good soldier. But I mean, he's still Hollywood. He's still Jimmy Butler. He still doesn't care that much about basketball. So I don't trust him. And he's old. He's older. And I just there's other players I'd rather deal with than Jimmy Butler. So I don't even. Almost every player I draft comes out of my queue. I just keep loading my queue up with guys I like. So I don't even look at Jimmy Butler personally.
So I'm usually positioned with like a Brandon Miller, Jimmy Butler decision. Maybe Miles Bridges is in there as well, right? Maybe that's a little early for Miles. But I'm taking Brandon Miller. Like I said, Doc, I do think we're going to get like a focused, like motivated Jimmy Butler. And I think the stat line is going to be actually really nice. I think we could get 25 and 5 with approaching 2 steals. But it's all about games played, man. Because like, even if Doc, his heart is in it, he's exited Mr. Hollywood and he's back to Mr. Warrior. Even if he literally and figuratively, even if he has done that, he still gets hurt a lot. Right? Like, he didn't make up all those injuries in Miami. My problem is he didn't fight hard enough through them. Do you know what I'm saying? Kind of like a Tibbs program where, like, yeah, I get it. You have a little bit of an ankle thing. You're at 75%. I need 30 minutes from you tonight. Let's go. Let's get lathered up. Go get shots up. You're not, I'm not giving you the night off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to change my ranking on Jimmy, Doc. I've got him ranked top 50. I'm not recommending people run to go get him. I would recommend other options in the 5th round, probably, which is the Jimmy Butler round right now. But if you're a Warriors fan, like, this isn't huge. He rolled his ankle. Okay.
It has good connotations, right? Tweak. Whenever I hear the word tweak, that's a mild sprain. Like, he Jimmy Butler sprained it, right? Oh, my ankle. Oh, man, I'm going to have to go take the rest of the day off, go home, maybe go to the club and go home, put some ice on it. Like, he tweaked his ankle. They expect him to play. It's not a big deal, but it's the fact that it's Jimmy Butler makes it a big deal.
Got to keep our eye on it, guys. Not anything to panic about. Just wanted to get it out there. We're not hearing about MRIs, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Okay, that's all. Or high ankle. None of that like daunting stuff is coming up. This is possibly daunting. Andy Larson, who reports on the Jazz, reports Ace Bailey is dealing with tendonitis in both knees. He left the Monday preseason game early. I don't know, 10, 11 minutes, whatever it was. Will Hardy said, quote, It's nothing we're overly concerned with. He's not going to get imaged or anything like that. It's just trying to take care of him. He was a little sore during his second stint on the court. So how are you processing this news? I'll let you go first on the spin here.
I do not like that news at all, because thanks to you and me discussing Ace Bailey last week and getting all fired up about him, I have him everywhere. I've taken a ton of Ace Bailey. And I mean, I guess the good news is they're saying it's bothering him, but they're not running tests and they're not doing treatment, I guess. Maybe it'll be okay, but it's not a great sounding way to enter the season. Like, it just gives me kind of bad vibes.
Here's where I'm at with Ace Bailey. I've got a ton of shares of Ace Bailey. I'm probably good now. And with the drafts that I've left, I probably will not go with Ace Bailey. And Doc, that's exactly my vibe on Jalen Green. You remember I was Jalen Green fifth round, bang, 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 bang. And now I'm not
got enough.
I've got a lot of shares of Jalen Green, okay? And he re-aggravated the hammy, right? And so now he's going to miss, I believe, several weeks of the regular season. It doesn't look great, honestly. So, like, I'm not taking any more Jalen Green. I'm not going to sit here and boo-hoo about it. Injuries happen, right? I like Jalen Green. I don't regret drafting him. You know, you can't foresee this kind of stuff. Because he just has an injury. They're kind of targeting opening night. All right, he re-aggravated it. Bleep happens. So you just chalk it up to that. You move on. I recommend everybody, don't get all butthurt and emotional when this stuff happens. You know what you do? You work harder. You go to the waiver wire. Okay, you grind. It's the only way to win in fantasy basketball. Oh, man, like I hear my team was torpedoed with injuries. I lost so-and-so. I lost so-and-so. So the standards don't change, dude. They don't. Dude, Doc, I won multiple chips with Zion and Ja Morant on IL last year. Multiple chips. Okay, so then their third and fourth round picks died on me. Okay, so you guys don't ever give up. I'm not trying to go Jimmy V on you here. May you rest in peace, but don't give up ever.
And I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on Ace Bailey or Jalen Green. They're playing. They're okay. They're not feeling great, but they're not like, it's not like they're having knee surgery and are gonna miss 6 months.
Right.
It's simply knee soreness for Ace Bailey. So while I'm probably not gonna draft him where I would have before, and I've got a ton of Ace Bailey, so I'm probably not. I've got him in 30 deep, I believe. Which that's a big deal. Like I don't want to injure guy in 30 deep, because we're scraping the bottom of the barrel to find guys that are even going to get minutes at this point. But I'm not going to panic and be like, well, my season's over because Ace Bailey has a sore knee. Who cares? Like if it's still a problem at Christmas or January, then you know it'll be what it is. But as of now, there's no point in crying over spilled milk or no reason to be gloom and doom on Ace Bailey. It's not a great headline, but it's not the end of the world.
I like that spin, dude. I'm already feeling better about it. I want to quickly shout out our new audience members and listeners. We love you guys. Thank you. Come on in, gather around the fire. We love y'all. We're going to have amazing content for you all year long. We're going to be unveiling it next week. Not all of our episodes are going to be available on Twitter or X, okay? So you can find the majority of them on the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. Also, every single one of our episodes will be on the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. Please subscribe to that. That would be great for us. The Fantasy NBA Today podcast is available on any platforms you listen to your podcasts, all right? Let's billow subscriptions. Let's rock and roll. Let's all get some great stats this year, all right? Let's dive back into some news here, Doc. So a spinoff of Ace Bailey. And by the way, Isaiah Collier is just MIA here, dude. He's got the hammy. It doesn't even sound like he's close to playing. Walter Clayton Jr., Doc, didn't shoot the ball well in the game that Ace Bailey got hurt. However, 29 minutes, 8, 5, and 7, 3 steals, all right, and hit a 3, but only made 1 of 7 shots. I've compared him to Steph Curry at a low-key level. He has Steph game. And Doc, this is a Steph-ish stat line. Okay. Right around 5 boards. That's where Steph's at in boards. 7 assists, where Steph could be if he didn't play with Draymond. Steph used to be a great steals guy. And obviously, he's very slick with the ball and he's got a wetter. Okay. So again, this was a very encouraging stat line for me. Dude, I'm drafting Walter Clayton Jr. or picking him up off waivers. Like I draft a guy, move him to IL, go to waivers, bang. Walter Clayton Jr. is that guy I'm picking up. I got a ton of shares of him and I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, we talked about him last week too. And you were asking me my thoughts on Walter Clayton. I'm like, my thoughts, the only thing I know about him is what I've heard from Rick Kamla. And Rick Kamla loves him some WCJ. So therefore, I'm on board with him. I kind of joked. Was I joking? A long time ago when we started talking about 30 deep for this upcoming season, which we're drafting right now. Like, dude, I just wrote down the name Walter Clayton Jr. and I will be drafting him in 30 deep. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Collier is invisible and the fact that Keontae has never really lived up to the hype. Like it could be Walter Clayton time. Like I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued.
So I did make the decision to go with Jalen Suggs over Walter Clayton Jr. in 30 deep. I had drafted, I was again, you got to wait. I'm at the end. You got to wait 60 picks or whatever it is. And then you go 2 in a row, right? It's an incredibly difficult place to draft from. You've got to reach, you've got to take guys ahead of when you want to take them, all kinds of weird stuff. It's a mind boink. But I took, who was the first guy I took with my 4th pick? I got Keontae George. I mean, do I feel great about that? No, it's 30 deep. And then the 5th pick, Doc, I took Jalen Suggs. Walter Clayton Jr. was on the table there, but I'm like, I don't really want to go jazz guard. Okay. And to me, I know the injury question marks with Jalen Suggs, but he does have a good stat set. He's a really good steal guy. And last year he became a 2-3 ball guy. And Clayton obviously could get buried, could be a bench player, or he could flourish as a starter and be a surprise rookie of the year fringe candidate. Okay. So I decided to go against Walter Clayton Jr. And then I backed up Jalen Suggs with Tyus Jones. I knew I had to do that. So now I feel really good about that. But anyway, just to kind of bring you inside on that, I did have a decision. And in that decision, I passed on Walter Clayton Jr. May live to regret it, but I went with a bigger bang in a potential bigger bang into Jalen Suggs. Doc, we get the news on Jalen Green. Like I said, and Jordan Ott just told reporters a day or two ago that Jalen Green's going to be out at least 10 days after re-aggravating his injury. So this is fresh news, but we already kind of touched on that. And we're not ready. I mean, he should be falling, I think, a round or two now, maybe from the 5th round to the 7th round. But if he drops and you can still get him at value, I still say but in the 5th round, he's not green lit for me. Doc, we get more good news here on Joel Embiid. The news on Joel Embiid continues to swell, not his knee. Okay. The Sixers reporter, Nick Nurse said there's some chance Joel Embiid plays in Friday's preseason game, and it's their finale against the Wolves. Nurse mentioned some thresholds that Embiid needs to clear before that decision is made, but the possibility of him playing is obviously very, very encouraging, Doc. We've already been tracking towards him playing on opening night, but the fact that he may get a little preseason work in, I think just continues to kind of build hopeful thoughts here with Embiid.
Yeah, it does, but I'm not falling for this, man. Y'all can draft Joel Embiid all you want. He's got league winning potential, even if he only plays half a season. But I think this is it's a setup, man. It's a setup. They're setting us up to let it. They're trying to pretend in Philadelphia that everything is fine, but it's not. And I am a gloom and doom guy on Joel Embiid. I just am. Just like Jimmy Butler, I'm not drafting him. I'm not messing with Joel Embiid. He's not going to fall far enough for me to do it. But that is very good news. I mean, and he looks skinny. Like the stuff I've seen, he looks better than Anthony Davis does. I know that. So, I mean, it's all very encouraging, and maybe Embiid can do it. Maybe he can play in 75 games. But honestly, even with all this good news, if he plays in 40 games, I'll be surprised.
So I think the plan with Embiid, if you've got the nerve and if you've got the draft acumen to pull this plan off, and this is the only way I would ever draft Embiid, you get Embiid either in round 4 or round 5. I would not take him in round 3. You're not going to have to. Round 4 or round 5, however that works out for you, preferably round 5. Okay. And then, I don't know, round 10, you take a Dembona. That's the only way it works. If you're leaving the back door open on Joel Embiid, then you're kind of half-assing your draft. You've got to back up Joel Embiid with a Dembona. You have to. If you're like in 30 deep, like I just mentioned, a 5th round pick is a big outlay in 30 deep. And I'm taking a guy who's always hurt in Jalen Suggs. I have to handcuff him, especially to a stud backup in Tyus Jones. Okay. So, and there's a lot of those handcuff scenarios, but they're very, very important at the high end like this, like a Ja Morant and a Ty Jerome. If you're drafting Ja Morant, you got to get yourself some Ty Jerome. You have to. And he's the guy over Scottie Pippen Jr., in case you haven't noticed that. Doc, we get some good news here on Coby White. Won't play in the preseason, but the expectation is these are reports we can work with. Not the hope is, but the expectation is that he will be ready to play on opening night. Billy Donovan said the intent is to use these final days to ramp him up. So it looks like Coby White's going on opening night, dude.
Outstanding. Let's go. Yeah, that's good news. I don't know that it changes my outlook on Coby. I don't know that I'm going to be targeting him necessarily. Not one of my guys this year, but I do like Coby White. He's been good to me in the past. So, I mean, it's great news. I mean, if you've already drafted him or you're going to draft him, I love it.
I was, and you guys know, I was spooked on Coby with the soft tissue injury, murky opening night status. Where you're drafting Coby, you can also get a Brandon Miller, possibly a Trey Murphy. I've been kind of trending more towards those types of guys. But in the drafts I have from now forward, Coby White will be back to my I think I had him like right around the top 50 fringe somewhere in there. I might have him in the 60s right now. I think I'll probably bump him up about a round with this news right here. So not like a dramatic thing, but hey, speaking of Anthony Davis, Doc, got to give him credit. He finally showed, all right. And I, he still doesn't look like he's in shape, but he had a good line, 25, 6, and 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 threes. By far his best performance of the preseason. In the same game, Cooper Flagg went 11, 7, and 1, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 1 3. I told you guys the whole summer long, Cooper Flagg's going to be a block steal 3 guy. It's why I'm Doc in a lot of 4th rounds. I took him in a 4th round last night. He's like the 4th round target for me. I've got a lot of Cooper Flagg in round 4. How about you?
Yeah, I've got Cooper Flagg in our 20-team Sports Ethos League. I just got me some Matas Buzelis in that league. I'm catching strays in the chat room left and right. Like, this is crazy. What's he doing? Dude, when I say I'm all in on somebody, I mean I'm all in. I've got Matas Buzelis in every league. And the one league I didn't get him in, I'm still not over it. I'm still devastated by it. But he's the guy that I think is going to go off this year.
Crazy.
And I wasn't getting him after he goes, like you said, I don't pick again for 40 picks. I'm going to get my guys and move on with it. I don't care if you think it's stupid. I honestly do not care. But anyway, I've got Cooper Flagg in that league. I think I got him 26th, 27th pick, something like that. And that's a little high, but I don't care. I hadn't gotten any Cooper Flagg yet, and I wanted some, so.
Doc, I gotta tell in our great audience members, this is the Fantasy NBA Today brought to you by FanDuel. It's Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, aka Dr. A. We have the great Andre Lemouche, aka 007, with us as well. I drafted a 12-team league last night, Doc. And it kind of funky scoring. It's got field goals made, free throws made. I don't like all that stuff, but I'm playing it anyway. Check out this team. I got SGA at 5, 12-team league. I got SGA at 5. Okay, tell me if this is the all Dr. A team or not. I got Amen, Giddey, Cooper Flag, Brandon Miller, Matas Buzelis, Alex Sarr, Donovan Clingan, Nick Claxton, Reed Shepard, Keyshawn George, Chris Boucher, Walter Clayton Jr. I moved Ace Bailey already to the IL plus. And I got Dejounte Murray, my guy, my midseason guy, chilling in the IL plus. Is that the Dr. A Hall of Fame team right there, dude?
Dude, by putting Boucher as the cherry on top of that cupcake or that milkshake, like that, just perfect way to top it off, man. Yeah, that is the all Dr. A squad right there.
I should name it after.
And Chris Boucher, dude, I needed Boucher in 30 deep. Like I got to the point where there were 2 guys left. And I was like, if I don't get one of these 2 guys, I'm toast. And it was Jaime Jaquez and it was Chris Boucher. And you sit there and you wait, like you said, 60 picks to go by. And I've got these guys at the top of my queue and they're there and they're there. Literally 3 picks before I go. Flood comes in, boom, bye-bye Jaime Jaquez. Boucher's the very top of the player list. The next guy is an auto pick.
Oh, no.
A couple of these owners aren't even showing up to ever draft. And then, boom, auto pick Boucher. And I was in trouble. I think I had to go Al Horford at that point. But I've got a feeling about Boucher. I'm just saying.
He's been good in the preseason, man, for sure. And Doc's always been a Boucher guy. All right, just want to give a couple of stat lines just to kind of continue to, extend the thread of the narrative. Matas Buzelis. So I'm getting Monday and Tuesday, we're recapping Monday and Tuesday's games. I can't really remember when the games were played, right? Doesn't really matter. Matas Buzelis in his last game, 23-1, 5 blocks. 3 threes, 30 minutes.
Wait. What?
Matas Buzelis.
In one game?
5 blocks, 3 threes, 30 minutes in a preseason game.
Huh. 30 minutes, huh? You don't say.
Matas Buzelis, 3 to the dome. Donovan Clingan last night, Doc, and I do know this one was last night. 15-11, 1 assist, no blocks. Okay, 2 steals and a 3 in 20 minutes. Donovan Clingan is on a ladder, Doc. Keeps climbing the ladder. Each game gets better than the next. And you know what? That is really, really typical of big men, especially big, bulky big men. It takes them longer to get into game shape than a 6'2", 210-pound guard. You know what I'm saying? So he's rounded into form very nicely, dude. I've been drafting the what out of Donovan Clingan, so that line made me kind of happy.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, that Buzelis line makes me happy because these guys in this chat room are like, that's the weirdest pick I've ever seen. Why would he take Buzelis? I mean, it's a 20-team league. I took him in the 3rd round. That's like 5th,
hey, Doc,
6th round.
Can you please just text back to them or message back to them? Google me.
All I do is win. Google it. Dude.
Just say Google me, dude.
That's the boy, Signetti, Indiana Hoosiers.
I saw that he did that. He goes, Google me.
Oh, yeah. And when he first got to Indiana, they put him down on the basketball floor in front of the basketball crowd. And they're like, Indiana's new football coach, Coach Signetti. He gets out there. He's like, Michigan sucks.
He said Ohio State
Purdue sucks. Ohio State sucks. And dropped the mic. Everybody's just in a frenzy. God, he is the best. He's the most fun coach, man. I'm telling you.
He is in college. Hey, so right. Doc,
get back into it.
Doc, Benny Matherin 31 points, 4 boards, 1 dime, 1 steal, 4 threes. Again, like the goodies, I mean, the 4 threes, he's not going to do that a lot, but 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Like, these are my issues with Benny Mathurin, but you know what? This is full Benny Mathurin, dude. 31, 11 of 12 shooting, 5 of 5 from the stripe. I mean, the guy's going to get buckets this year, dude. He may be a 20 PPG guy this year.
He's starting for the Pacers. He's going to get 28 to 30 minutes a game. He's young. He's still learning. I love Benny Mathurin and his upside. And if if you were looking to take an Ace Bailey and you're scared of his knees, I think Mathurin might be a nice alternative right there.
That's a great freaking call, dude. Great call. Hall of Famer. Google him. Good news for PJ Washington, Doc. Just want to get this out here.
Google him.
He started. D'Angelo Russell was out. No way. PJ Washington, Cooper Flagg, Klay Thompson, Derek Lively, and Anthony Davis started. They went with like this jumbo look. But to me, like PJ Washington in the starting 5 with all of those other starters is a great sign for him. And D'Lo's going to miss games. So maybe he's the pivot when D'Lo misses games. Like if anybody misses a game, PJ will be the guy that goes into the starting 5. It's all trending up for PJ. Ja Morant, status remains week to week. Eye roll. I still see people taking him in the 3rd and 4th round. What are you doing? Doc, interesting thing happened last night in Houston. Ime Udoka went with a large lineup. He went double big. He went Steven Adams and Alpi Şengün, Jabari Smith and Kevin Durant, basically 4 7-footers. And then he went with Ahmed. He brought Reed Shepherd off the bench. Reed Shepherd killed it. 13, 3 and 2, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 threes in 19 minutes. I think this was experimental, but give me your thoughts on what Ime did last night.
It's kind of weird. And it is experimental. I'm not reading too much into it. I think Ime's going to play matchups. I think he's going to play the guys that he thinks are playing the most defense. And I think Houston is going for it this year. And I don't think you need to get excited or depressed about one big man over another. Şengün's going to be fine either way. Şengün's looking good, man. I feel like he's looking really good. Like I don't have Şengün anywhere, but I wouldn't mind getting some. And then Amen, I just can't wait. But if he wants to start 2 bigs, I'm cool with that. As long as you let Kevin Durant and Amen Thompson and Şengün do their thing, do whatever you want.
Reed Shepherd plays defense. Ime's going to like that. Either way you slice it, if Shepherd comes off the bench when the other team is going double big and Ime wants to match up to that, Shepherd's still going to play big minutes in those games. Jabari Smith went off last night, 26 points. 5 boards, 1 block, 1 steal, 4 threes. Just wanted to put that out there. Yves Missi had another double-double last night. He's becoming more and more attractive. He's in a battle, not with Derek Queen, but with Kevon Looney for the starting spot there. He's a good, end-of-your-draft guy, like second to last pick. Don't take him in rounds 8, 9, 10. You don't have to. So, Doc, let's get to our steals analysis here. And I'm excited for this. This is where we isolate the steal category. And through the help of the great research of Andre Lemouche, a.k.a. 007, we've got the top 12 risers. In the top 12 risers, when you just isolate the steal category, we're trying to amplify, how much the steal category matters to these guys, and then sort of compute through our filters. Does that math work for us, right? Are we drafting him? Are we reaching for him? Are we, okay, you're good at steal, but we're kind of okay. So let me start there. Cason Wallace, Doc. I'm kind of going out of order here a little bit, but since I'm on that thought bubble, he's a great steal guy, right? Cason Wallace, phenomenal steal guy. He had 5 in their last preseason game, which again, it's all nights of the week are blurry to me. I think it was last night, but in their last preseason game, he had 5 steals. Last year, he had a very, very good steal number, right? Even though he wasn't playing big minutes. He goes from 212 ranking based on last year's numbers to 120. All right, like a 90 ranking jump when you isolate that steal position. All right, but I'm not feeling Case and Wallace, dude. I think Aaron Wiggins is the pivot with J-Dub likely to miss, I think, weeks of the regular season. So talk to me. Like, let's start with Case and Wallace, because he's a guy where, to me, that is his value as a fantasy guy. Is there more value that I'm missing in Case and Wallace?
I don't think so. And I think the way that these are computed is Case and Wallace's ranking, not including steals, like taking steals completely out, is 212. You add steals into his overall rest of his stats, and he jumps up to 120. So he's very steals dependent. I think the fact that Jalen Williams is hurt, if he misses time, it could make Case and Wallace do something, but I feel like Alex Caruso is going to do more this regular season than he did last regular season. I think that's going to hurt Case and Wallace. I think Aaron Wiggins, like you said, is coming on. I think that's going to hurt Case and Wallace. Like, I'm not targeting Case and Wallace anywhere. And look at Caruso in your leagues. I think he qualifies in one league, maybe 30 deep at power forward, small forward, shooting guard, and point guard. Makes no sense, but is what it is.
So Doc, I'm on Fantrax right now. Fantrax is very liberal with positions. Not as liberal as CBS. CBS, what is happening? What, dude? Everybody is PG, SG, SF, PFC. Everybody gets every position. CBS, what are you doing? Paulo Banchero is not a 5, brah. What the hell is that? I mean, like, what is that, dude? And I really like CBS. I love their writing, right? Like, their reporting, phenomenal. I like CBS for a lot of stuff. Their position eligibility in fantasy basketball is just, it's not even close. It's embarrassing. Caruso and Fantrax, point guard, shooting guard, small forward. I mean, that's a lot of, you're right, Doc. He should not, that's what he should be. PG, SG, SF, because he plays all three of those spots.
Yep.
All right. So let's move to Caruso. He's number 2 on this list. Like Doc said,
what a segue. Okay.
Yeah, no, but dude, he's a fantastic steal guy. We remember 2 years ago in Chicago, he was a 1-1-1 guy. Actually, he was 2 threes, 1 block, 1 steal. He's a good steal guy. So like Doc said, when you take steals out, value drops to 240. So he gains 100 spots when you put that steal category in. Again, it's like the weight of any fantasy value that he brings. And even in that like breakout year, Doc, wasn't he like 12, 4-4, 11, 4-4, something like that? Maybe 13, 4-4. But the fantasy gold was very good, and he played a ton of minutes that year for Billy Donovan. But that's my problem in OKC, Doc. They're not going to gas out Caruso in the regular season. And so I just don't think he's going to get the minutes. He has been starting for J-Dub, I will say that. So talk to me about Caruso.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's interesting. I just double-checked. Mike Passador, as we speak, just drafted Alex Caruso in 30 deep. He was literally the last player taken. He was at the top of my queue. He qualifies at power forward on CBS, not center, but power forward. And he's starting for J-Dub, and he was so valuable to OKC in the playoffs. Like, playoff Caruso versus regular season Caruso were 2 different things completely. And as a coach, Daigneault has to be like, man, I really enjoyed having Caruso in the playoffs. Like, that was fun. It has to leak over into this season somewhat. So I actually have a favorable view of Caruso. I think Caruso is going to get more burn this year than he got last year. And I don't think he's a guy you have to like go out and draft. He went very late in 30 deep, one of the last starters that will be taken. But I do think it's going to be better this year than it was last year. And the Jalen Williams injury certainly helps that.
I agree that he's going to be better this year than last year. I agree with that. Dr. A. Let me go to, is this the last preseason game for OKC? I'm on their schedule. I'm not on the, let me see here. Caruso got the start. Was this, I can't remember what game this was, Dr. A. If this was like their first one, but I see Caruso in the starting lineup. He actually 9 points, 4 of 6 shooting, 17 minutes. He did not have a steal. All right, we move on here.
Hey, Rick, just real quick. So the guys that are blowing me all this stuff about taking Buzelis, the guy after me took Zion Williamson. I would much rather have Buzelis this year. I'm just saying.
Will you please just type 2 words? Google me. Just 2 words, dude.
I know you can write that in there. I'm trying to do a show.
He said, Andre,
Doc requests that you Google him.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, so we're kind of flowing here, but let's go to the top. All right, we're talking about the steals category. All right, when you isolate the steals category or eliminate it, what does it do to a player's value? Assar Thompson is number 1 on this list. Okay, when you take steals out, the value drops to 229. When you have the steals in, it's 130. That was last year. Okay, his numbers outside of defense were rather lame last year. I've got him at 12, 6, and 3, 1 block, 2 steals. That's my projection for Assar Thompson. He's being drafted in the 70s and 80s. I'm okay with that. All right. Again, no threes. We know this. All right. Deal with it. The other goodies are going to be pretty darn good. So Doc, he gains literally 100 spots, 229 to 130. When you put that steal category back. So where you are with Assar this year?
I'm good with Assar, man. He's healthy. Hopefully the blood clot issues are behind him. He's never going to shoot threes, so don't expect that to happen. But, there's a reason that when him and his brother Amen came out together, they were the Thompson twins. Well, they are twins, but they're the Thompson twins. They, back then, I don't think people could really tell which one was going to be better. And there's still plenty of time for Assar to catch up with Amen, because as we all know, Amen is blowing up fantasy draft boards this year as a top 20 pick. And I think, if you get Assar late, you might be getting a steal. I think Detroit's going to use him in a bigger role this year. I think they're going to take the kid gloves off a little bit on the minutes. And he's going to get you a ton of steals. And hopefully he's going to get other stuff too. Like that stat line you read off, Rick. I mean, that's doable. That's acceptable. So a lot of his value is tied to steals. But I like the fact you don't have to spend a big pick to get Assar.
Not patting myself on the back, Doc. This is factual. It's all documented and published. When the Thompson twins were coming out, I detected more playmaking in Amen. And wrote that and talked about that on NBA radio. So, and defensively, movement wise, like just how they look. I mean, body type, they're identical, right? 6'7", 215. They're both 6'7", 215, literally built in a lab with test tubes to come to planet Earth and play basketball at a super high level. These guys are robots, man. They're some of the best athletes I've seen in a generation. And that's not, I mean, you see them fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Their athletic ability is incredible. But I noticed more playmaking with Amen, and we've seen that play out a little bit in the NBA. All right, so Assar is number 1. Alex Caruso's number 2, right, in terms of that jump or drop when you take out and bring back the steal category. Number 3, Doc, you've probably been waiting on his name, Dyson Daniels. All right, so 21 value. When you take steals out, it drops to 115. Okay, this is why I was crazy about Dyson Daniels in my 5-cat league. Okay, I drafted him in the 3rd round. It's a 5-cat league, right? No shooting stuff, just points, rebounds, assists, block, steals. All right, so if you get a 3 steal per game guy, he's a wild card. Okay, like I'm way ahead of the game. I'm super excited to get Dyson. I actually fist pumped when I got Dyson Daniels in the 3rd round in that league. Yes, let's go. But this is why, Doc, in 8-cat, 9-cat, I'm only moderately high on Dyson Daniels, right? That's a huge difference, all based on one category.
It is. It's a big difference. I still like Daniels. I've been trying to get Daniels in my drafts. He's one of my guys. I have not gotten him yet. I was going to take him in this one that I'm doing, but he went the pick before me in the second round. Now it's a 20-team league, and so that's when I went pivoted to Cooper Flag. So I don't have Dyson Daniels anywhere, and it kind of bums me out. I've noticed Brewski seems to have him a lot, and I love Dyson Daniels, and I don't care that so much of his fantasy value is tied up in steals. You know why, Rick? Because he's going to get 3 steals a game again this year. He's going to get the rest of his stuff's going to be about the same as it was last year. So I think the worst you're looking at is another 21, 15 to 21 ranking when it's all said and done, assuming he stays healthy. So I just think he's so dialed into getting steals at this point. Like, I don't think he's not going to get 3.
Herb Jones. So Dyson Daniels is third in terms of the steal category and its importance. Fourth is Cason Wallace. Fifth is Herb Jones, Doc. 106 based on last year's numbers, drops to 189 when you take the steal category out. Put it back in. It goes up, like 83 spots up to 106. Doc, Herb Jones was hurt for the start of training camp. He's come back. He's playing now, starting. And he's a guy, Doc, that you don't like a Yahoo league where you've got your starters and then you've got 3 bench spots. He is a guy that I'm always trying to get for one of those last 3 bench spots. So what is that? Rounds 10, 11, 12, rounds 11, 12, 13, whatever it is. But I think that's a great zone to take Herb Jones. I'm a Herb Jones guy. How about you?
Yeah, I like Herb late. And I'm trying to find him in CBS because I think he qualifies at center in CBS, which is insane. But so much of his value is tied to steals. Like, unlike Dyson Daniels, who does a little bit of everything, I feel like I feel like Herb is more offensively challenged. I feel like more of his value is tied up in steals than anything else. But I think late he's a good steal/glue guy. That it's not going to really hurt you, but he's not gonna help you win a scoring title. That's for sure.
No, he's not. He's a really good 5-cap player, by the way. Jose Alvarado is next, Doc. I'm sorry I paused. I have literally 3 Fantrax slow drafts going on right now. So every time a pick is made, it goes, you know what I mean? Like the little, like, what is the ESPN thing? In the NFL draft, every time a pick is made, it happens in my ear.
Or every time they chat, every time they call me out and throw strays at me in the chat, it goes boom in my ear as well. So
it's a very good point. It's a very good point. It's draft season. It is what it is. I don't want to really spend any time on Jose Alvarado. Okay. Value at 147. It drops to 200 when you take the steal category out. I just kind of don't care about Jose this year. You've got Fears, you've got Poole, you've got who am I blanking on? Oh my God. Sorry, I just had a moment.
It doesn't matter. The best thing about him is his Grand Theft, his nickname. When somebody gets hurt in New Orleans, when somebody gets hurt, you want to pick up Alvarado, but there's no need to draft him.
Yeah, so right now you've got, and I just dragged my depth chart thing off my top line. So I got issues over here. Man adversity. Anyway, so your starting lineup's going to be Looney or Messi, Williamson, Murphy, Herb Jones, Jordan Poole. And then your backups, the center that loses, Makovich, Sadiq Bey is having a killer preseason, by the way. Jordan Hawkins, and Jeremiah Fears, who just comes off a really big game for New Orleans. And then you've got Dejounte Murray lurking. You've got Jose Alvarado. I've got him on the 3rd string right now. So let's and I've got Derek Queen on the 3rd string right now. And that probably will change as the season goes along, but that's where it is right now. So Jose's not on my radar. Scottie Pippen Jr. is on my radar on like a 20-team league, but 12 or 14, he's not. Ty Jerome is. But a ton of Scottie Pippen's value is tied to 3 stock, and I know you're still hanging in there with him. He's at 144 based on last year's numbers with steals. Take him out, drops to 196. That's a difference of 52 spots, Doc.
Yep. And I know that you've already written him off, that Ty Jerome is starting and Scotty's going to come off the bench, which means when John Morant comes back, Scotty's going to be third on the depth chart, which is not good. I totally agree with you. But I just know from what I saw with my own eyes last year about how good Scottie Pippen looked, I think he is going to fight his way into minutes come hell or high water. So, again, I'm not drafting him. He's nothing more than a last round pick in a regular league, maybe waiver wire guy. But I'm just telling you, before the season is over, Scottie Pippen is going to get hot, and he's going to be a hot pickup.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't want to leave the train station with him on my team right now, nor do I with who's next. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8 on this list, the guys impacted most by the steal category, Keon Ellis, 119 last year's stats. With the steal category dropping out, it's down to 170. So that's a difference of 51 spots. Keon Ellis is not even on my draft radar due to how full they are on that Sacramento backcourt.
Yep, I think Keon Ellis is a Roto guy. If you're in a Roto league and you want somebody who's going to check a lot of boxes and not really hurt you anywhere, I think Keon Ellis is that guy. Head to head, I would just ignore him.
I'm warming up significantly to Dennis Schroder, Doc. I think Dennis Schroder is going to be 14-6. They, for whatever reason, like they want Malik Monk. I mean, Malik Monk is a very, very good bench player. He's also, I think, a decent starting point guard in this league, and I think Doug Christie's sleeping on that. Schroeder's got the gig. Schroeder just got paid. So, again, the Herb Jonesville, like those last 3 reserve spots on a Yahoo team, I'm definitely adding Dennis Schroeder on teams like that. Or like if he's on waivers, I'm picking Schroeder up off waivers when I move a guy to IL. Like I'm messing with Schroeder late, dude. I think he's going to be about 14-6.
My point guard stable in 30 deep is Dennis Schroeder, Josh Giddey, and Ty Jerome. I'm feeling that. All right, who's next?
That's strong, dude. That's strong. Dejounte Murray is next, Doc, and this is why I'm drafting him. I think I'm good now. Like I've got some Dejounte Murray round 8, round 9 shares. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'll get back to taking players who are actually playing now. But I wanted to roll the dice a little. I'm a huge Dejounte Murray fan. But, Doc, his value last year was at 35. This is why. I love his stat line, dude. The goodies are amazing with Dejounte Murray. 35, right? Drop the steal category out. It goes down to 81. We know he's a 2 steal per game guy. We know he's a phenomenal PRA guy. Also give you some blocks, and the 3 game is developed for him. So I'm just a huge fan, dude. He's going to have to fall farther than round 8, round 9. But he's not. That's kind of where he's being drafted right now. But if he was like round 10, round 11, I'll still take Dejounte Murray. But I'm no longer investing in round 8 or round 9. I've done enough of that. I'm good. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I'm just good. I'm good.
Like if you hadn't done it, if drafts were starting today, you would probably take him, right?
I would. I just dude, I'm in so many leagues that I kind of want to diversify a little bit. For example, and I don't remember the damn league it was. I'm swimming in drafts. I don't even know what leagues are anymore. Okay. I'm just drafting. I'm up. What's the best pick? I'm drafting. And I'm putting a lot of thought into it. But I drafted Amen off script in a league. You know why, Doc? I took him over Durant, Harden, and I haven't done that in every draft. I've taken Durant over him, Harden over him in some drafts. You know what, though? I'm like, I want some Amen. Damn it. Today, I want some Amen. I'm getting me some Amen. And obviously, he is being taken at the first round, second round turn right now. Some leagues are drifting him a little bit more, but I think the sharp leagues are like taking Amen, pretty friggin' high. All right, Doc. So next on the list is your guy, Bilal Coulibaly.
Not this year.
Not this year. Okay. 129 was his value last year, which makes him draftable, right? I mean, a draftable stat line. Enters the year hurt, not a huge deal, but his value drops to 174 when you take the steal category out. I can't do the math on that, Doc. I think that's 45. But
I think the fact he's injured is a big deal. I don't think he's being drafted in 12-team leagues. A lot of his value is tied to steals, 174 down to 129. And I'm not messing with Bilal Coulibaly because it's not like a minor injury, right? Like he's going to be out for weeks. Am I right thinking that?
I don't think so. I don't think it's that significant.
All right. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not drafting him.
I mean, I'm not. I have no shares of Bilal.
No, and I don't think a lot of people do.
So, no, I think you were right, Doc. He underwent surgery on his thumb to repair a ligament in his right thumb. Give me the date. That was well, hold on a second, dude. Hold on a second. That was September 12th. All right, we're September 12th. It's over a month ago. Okay, I've said time and time again, and I'm almost always proven right on this, although I don't have an MD by my name. When you have surgery on a ligament in your thumb, a metacarpal, a finger thing, it's 4 to 6 weeks. Almost always. There can be complications where it goes longer, but that's not usually the case. So 6 weeks would put Bilal at missing like 1 week of the regular season. Okay. So maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's 3 weeks, but you were right. It is a significant injury. He got cut, but you know, the hand, wrist, finger stuff, it's a decently quick recovery, Doc, as you know. Kelly Oubre is next, Doc. He's 11th on the list of top 12 steals risers. Value was at 104 last year. Did you know that? Don't sleep on Kelly Oubre. 15, 6, and 1, 1.5 steals, 1.5 threes. What's wrong with that stat line? That deep in your draft. Doc, you know I'm a big Kelly Oubre guy. He's in that Herb Jones, Dennis Schroder. I love taking Oubre with the third to last pick, second to last pick, or last pick. He's always in my thought process at those times.
The thing about Oubre, though, is he, unlike Herb Jones and some of these other guys, like he's got offense, he gets rebounds, like he does a lot of stuff. And he's playing in Philadelphia. Supposedly Joel Embiid is healthy and good to go, whatever. But guess who's not? Paul George. Guess what? Oubre's going to have all the minutes he can handle early on in the season, maybe for the whole season. So I think Oubre's one of the more interesting guys on this list.
I love that. Oubre, Nick Nurse loves Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre can play big minutes. And Nick Nurse likes giving him big minutes. To me, Quentin Grimes, the reason I'm kind of holding off on him, Quentin Grimes is the pivot for Paul George. Because I think they're going to go, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I think I'm wrong on that, Doc. And now my thing is, I'm wrong on that. But bottom line, I think Kelly Oubre is virtually locked into a starting spot. I no longer have my depth chart, like I said, because I screwed that up. I will have it for Thursday's show, I promise. And we're almost done here, guys. Number 12 on our list is another one of, I really like this guy, but he's hard to like based on his health situation. Tari Eason had a monster game off Houston's bench last night, by the way. Value was 82, right? Games played is the problem. He's a very good fantasy player, just doesn't play enough. His value was 82 last year. Dropped the steal category out. It goes down to 123, a difference of 41, Doc. And so are you messing with Tari Eason? What talk to me here about Eason?
I was interested to talk about him because we haven't talked about him here all year. And every league I'm in, he's getting drafted. And I'm trying to figure out why. Like, am I missing something? Is he starting now? Or is he suddenly healthy and not going to miss every other game? And I think maybe it is that he's having a great preseason. We know Tari Eason's a good player, but we also know that he can't stay on the court. He can't play in back-to-backs. I look at him as an every other day player. And I don't really have an interest in that, but it's nice to know he's going off in Houston off the bench, and maybe he's going to be healthy this year and be able to play every night. If that's the case, I should probably be taking him more seriously.
Now, there's already been talk about him and Steven Adams not playing back-to-backs, or maybe they will, maybe they're. It's already a narrative. And they're so deep, they don't need, like Jeff Green needs to play. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me. Let me go to that box. Nah, I don't want to go to the box score. Let's get out of here. But you've got all these other guys, Doc, that need to play. Aaron Holiday, guys like that. They have Josh Okogie on Houston. Remember Dorian Finney-Smith blew a tire or whatever that happened to him. He'll be back at some point. So Houston's phenomenally deep. And so is FanDuel. All right, go to FanDuel.com, open an account. If you've got an account, get busy. Monetize. You've got vibes, you've got guts, you've got hunches. Put your money where your mouth is, man. Go to FanDuel.com and have a blast. We've got teams to make the Eastern Conference play-in. Okay, so we got to pick 4 teams here, Doc. Teams to make the Eastern Conference play-in this year. The bet says settled off the 4 teams that finish in the 7 to 10 seeds in the given conference at the conclusion of the regular season. So this is sort of figuring out who's going to be top 6 and figuring out who's going to be, in the 7 to 10 range. So you go first, dude. Break it down.
Break it down. Like, this is a very, like, most of these that we look at, I don't think are that hard to figure out. This looks incredibly difficult to figure out because you got to figure out first who's going to be not in the play-in, and then you have to try to figure out who's not going to make the playoffs at all, and then you've got 4 teams left over to try to figure that out. So last year it was Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, and the Bulls. Well, this year Orlando is going to be a lot better. A lot of people think Atlanta is going to be better. I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to say Boston. I'm going to say Chicago. I'm going to say Toronto. And I'm going to say Milwaukee. Are you there?
No, I'm here, dude. I'm here. I'm doing some. I'm dropping Milwaukee into the play-in tournament.
Oh, so I'm not crazy there.
I'm dropping, and I'm bumping Boston up into the top 6.
Ooh.
I've got a different view on Boston, Doc. I think.
Well, now that you're all in on Jaylen Brown, you need them to play.
Well, I do, but it's not self-serving here.
Okay. All right.
What, Doc? The whole thing pivoted for me when we got the Shams Charania report. That, I mean, dude, they cued the Rocky music. Da 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 da. Da, 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 ba, 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 ba. When Shams was giving the report, he's talking about like Tatum coming back and he's working so hard and he's so determined to come back at some point. And Shams mentioned February, March, or April. We'll just have to see. Dude, like if it's like, do you think about Indiana? They don't have Halliburton all year. Portland, they don't have Lillard all year. Right? Poof. Just takes the air out of the room, dude. Kyrie Irving missing most of the year in Dallas. Poof, just takes the air out of the room, okay? The fact that Tatum might come back or is targeting a return, it's going to breathe life into the program, dude. And so we know how competitive that program is. We know how great of a coach Joe Mazzulla is. So I've pivoted based on that report. So my top 6 in no particular order, Doc, is Boston, Indiana, Detroit, Orlando, New York, and Cleveland. That's my top 6. So my play-in is going to be Miami. Let's see here. Milwaukee. All right. Miami, Milwaukee, Atlanta. Let me write this down. Miami, Milwaukee, Atlanta. And it's down between Chicago and Toronto. Wait a minute. Philly. Philly. I'm putting Philly in there. I think Embiid hit us with the okie doke, bro. I think Embiid okey-doked us with all that, woe is me, I don't know if I'll ever play again. I think he was okey-doking us. We know that he loves to F with us, Doc. He's a jokester, okay? He might have just been joking. So I got Miami, Milwaukee, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. I think I'm like I said, dude, I'm warming up on Embiid. And if you can back him up with Bona, I think that's a really, really good draft strategy, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was an even better draft strategy before we heard that Embiid can play basketball. So, I'm not. I'm still not messing with Embiid. Embiid is giving us the okey doke. You're right, but it's not the kind of okey doke you think. Hey guys, I'm good. I'm here. Let's go.
So Atlanta to me is the best bet on this board to be in betting on a team to be in the play-in tournament. People are high on them. They think they're going to be higher than 6 and all that. I don't. They're the Atlanta Hawks. Stuff's going to go haywire. It always does. So plus 220, I think, is good odds on them to be where they always are, which is the play-in tournament. All right. And we encourage you guys to go to FanDuel.com. Couple of reminders, guys. Our draft guide is the best in the business. Please go get a subscription. We've got all kinds of different price points for you. It's me, it's Doc, it's Andre, it's Brew, it's Passador, it's Camaro. It's Keston Paul. It's all of us, man. I mean, it's the best fantasy basketball team on earth, and there's no question about it. That's why you guys are here. I'm probably preaching to the masses right now, but please go get a subscription. It would help us out, and it's going to help you out a lot too. Subscribe to our Sports Ethos YouTube channel, please, and subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. And if you could, go ahead and download our app. It's amazing. You're going to get player news constantly in your face. It's going to be waves off the ocean for NFL, Major League Baseball, and also our beloved NBA. For Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, a.k.a. Dr. A, and 007, Andre Lamouche, I am Rick Kamla. We love you guys. We will see you again on Thursday.